What's up, YouTube? Gymnasium here. Gonna go over some speedrunning tips and tricks, and also like recording and splitting for speedrunning Diablo 4. So the first thing you want to do is have a way to record your speedrun, and what I like to use, or what I've found good to use, is OBS Studio here. So you just can Google OBS, and the first thing that comes up is Studio. You can look up guides and how to customize your OBS. But so that's how you can record your gameplay. Second thing here is live split. This is a way to have a timer for your for keeping track of how far into your run you are. And I have my live split that I've gone through and customized, and you can also once again use a guide for how to set it up the way you want to. You can change the layout. You can have color scheme and title and all that, right? You can get really in depth into it. You can have multiple splits you can compete against. You can have, like, these are my splits. You can have world record splits next to these. Yeah, there's all kinds of customization you can do with your OBS and with live split. I'm not going to go over those. I'm just going to point out these are the two places that where you go, and I'll put the links in the description of the video. Also, if you like this kind of video, and also comment what other questions or what things I may have left out of this video. That would be great. I threw it in the middle of this video. Okay, usually you're supposed to do it at the beginning or the end, right? But next thing, we have the speedrun website. So speedrun.com and then /Diablo_IV for Diablo 4. You have all 5 classes here. So each class has their own category. And then you have Campaign, Cathedral Light, which is the first unlock to World Tier 3. And then Fallen Temples unlocks World Tier 4. And then you have console. So you have like solo on PC, obviously, and then solo console. And then you have co-op, which I believe it's both PC and console, since you can crossplay and whatnot. Anyway, so you have your rules list here, and there's different rules for campaign than there are for the Cathedral of Light or the Fallen Temple, for example. And I'm not sure what some of the reasoning is, but for campaign, for example, you can't use Paragon points. You're allowed to use your mount. You're allowed to use the 10 skill points, upgrade and repair items at the blacksmith, craft potions and elixirs at the alchemist. You're allowed to buy gear at the vendors, except using obols. You're allowed to, use the occultist once you hit level 25. May not use it before that, even if you unlock it, an aspect from a dungeon. You're allowed to use one stash tab for storing withdrawing items found during your run. This tab must be empty before your run starts, so make sure that you have your stash tab set up accordingly. You may not allocate any Paragon points. Show the creation of your character. Timer starts on the first action. So if you go to put in your skills first before moving, then you need to start your timer. And for co-op, when all players are invited to the party, and ends when the cutscene starts after talking to Lorath at Firebrick Manor. So your timer will start if somebody in your party, if you're in co-op, starts putting in their stat points or starts moving. That's when the timer starts. So you want to make sure that everybody gets invited to party, and then you start doing, putting in skill points or moving. You can start on any world tier and change it at any time through the character selection screen or at the world tier statue in Kyovashad. So, however you want to change character selection. One other thing about co-op is that everybody will need to be recording their perspective. So, once again, get OBS. You don't necessarily need live split because all the runs are going to be timed via RTA, but for your own gauge of where you're at in the run, I recommend getting a timer. anyways, runs are invalidated if the party player count exceeds the player count specified in the run submission. Once again, another, co-op issue. And the use of map hacks, etc. are not allowed. And you have to play on the Eternal Realm. Because we are on the Eternal Realm here. These runs are specific to the Eternal Realm. There may be a drop-down arrow for like once we get Season 1, 2, etc. And they might have like different rules for different seasons, depending on if there's like different season mechanics and whatnot. We'll see. And there's definitely some like little tips and tricks I can give you as well. So if we hop into the game here, I have, as you can see, a level 35 character as well as like some 20 level characters, right? And then I have my level 100 druid. And the difference between these characters is that this character has Nightmare World Tier 3 unlocked. These characters do not, but these characters have the campaign completed, whereas this character has the campaign skipped. So this is the example of the capstone dungeon speedrun and unlocking World Tier 3. Whereas these characters are all campaigns done speedrun. So the routing for these characters and skill builds will be individual episodes that I'll do if y'all are interested, and we can go through each class. I've gone through all 5 classes as you can see. We have, Druid, Rogue, Necro, Barb, Sork, and I've reran some of them, right? Just to get better times in on those classes. And if you want to check out those videos, those are also on my YouTube. So if you subscribe, you can check those out. If I just go to, my YouTube, should have had this pulled up. Why is YouTube not coming up? And then my channel, right? And so we have the Necro speedrun and Sork, Druid. So if you want to check out these videos, you're welcome to them. And you can go through and check my skill builds. I refer to max roll typically when it comes to these builds, but some of the speedrunning little changes that I've done is going for more damage and less for the survivability skills that the max roll guys are recommending to players. So these skill builds are going to be trying to push higher damage while knowing the mechanics of the game and the what the monsters and monster families can do to you to CC you, and knowing what to dodge and whatnot. So we're trying to push, as fast as possible in this game. So all these times can be beaten. None of these times are perfect runs by any means, but some of them I have like really brought the times down on. So if you do go through and like look at these videos, you'll definitely see mistakes, but it's not meant to be, perfectly ran right now. I think that's the beauty of like starting out early in a game, is that there's going to be a lot of mistakes and a lot of like trying to figure out and theory craft and min-maxing. And so if you're getting in on these runs early, you get to really, get to see it from the ground up and see where it goes from the very beginning. But anyways, YouTube, like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I hope you guys got something out of this, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.